So I've been thinking about the AFC West and the head coaches.
Have you now?
Yeah. So obviously Andy Reid's the Super Bowl champion, the guy with, hundreds of NFL wins, both with the Eagles and with the Chiefs. The rest are all pretty giant wild cards. Josh McDaniels' first year, Nathaniel Hackett in Denver the first year, and Brandon Staley his second year. None of Staley and Hackett have had, obviously other than Staley last season, had never been head coaches of any football team at any level in their careers. Obviously, we know Josh McDaniels was head coach for 28 games when he was with Denver. But other than that, it's three super wild card type coaches where you're not really sure what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in Denver, brand new coach, brand new quarterback, that Vic Fangio-led defense. Fangio's gone, right? Can they maintain a decent defense without him? I've said multiple times how I feel about Brandon Staley, that he's just this I'm all about metrics and I'm a media darling, but he's way in over his head. And then Josh McDaniels, who, when he was head coach, was terrible. It was a while ago, but his record as head coach is 11-17. Not great. So we have to wash our mouths out, but I'm curious what your rankings are of the AFC West head coaches. You got to put Andy Reid number one. I think that's obvious. But it's the truth.
Yeah.
How would you rank the other three head coaches in the AFC West, Soto?
You just flip a coin, man.
Flip a car?
You flip a car, yeah. No, it's honestly, there are things to like and there are things to be specifically cautious of with each of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
McDaniels has, he learned the hard way that you can't go into a situation like a lot of times the Raiders go into situations in the past trying to outthink everybody and trying to, go buck against the system and do things a different way. And instead of fine-tuning what you currently have, he drastically changed that roster, getting rid of Cutler, bringing in Tebow, changing the way the offense run. And honestly, that was his undoing. Because it got very predictable and he didn't have the ability, Josh McDaniels didn't have the ability to put wrinkles into his system because Tebow was so limited.
Yeah.
So after that hot start, people caught up to it and it wasn't that hot after a while. That's one side of Josh McDaniels. The other side of Josh McDaniels is he went back to the drawing board. He saw the error of his ways. He was made, who knows how many conversations he had with Belichick about Belichick's first go around as a head coach and what he learned and what he did different, and what he subscribes to now. Maybe things make more sense. That's one thing I said before is now he's looking, and when he went back to New England, he was looking through the eyes of a head coach and how a head coach sees and how a head coach runs a team and practices an organization and all that stuff, right? So it's a little bit different. So I can see both ways where it could be more of the same or a lot better. With Brandon Staley, continue to be that idiot and that we all love. It cost your team probably around 4 wins because you're just, going to not worry about the flow of the game and just, worry about what the numbers say and go for it on 4th down on your own 30 consistently and put yourself in tough positions. If you learn from that, and you have Justin Herbert being a year more experienced, a stronger offensive line.
And this isn't a list of what their records are going to be next season, because I think Brandon Staley has the most talented team out of the 4 as far as stars, right?
Impact players probably.
Impact players, because they've got a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback on a rookie contract, so they can afford to.
It's close,
pick up
though.
Khalil Mack, and it's close, but I would argue they got the most talent. But I can hear an argument for for maybe the Raiders or Chiefs. But this is the thing: everything you said is true about Brandon Staley. The other part is he's supposed to come in as this defensive guru, right? He
got worse. It got a lot worse.
Yeah,
and they were healthy.
the Rams were number one in points allowed last season when he was defensive coordinator. Everyone's like, oh, Brandon Staley, he's a genius. It's like, you got superstars all over there, right? Like, you got
up and down that fucking defense.
That, like, you and I can be defensive coordinator for the Rams and still do decent, right? Like that's how talented and loaded that they are. He comes over to the Chargers. The Chargers were 23rd 2 seasons ago in points against. Now they were 30th this season. 30th in points allowed. And one of the worst rushing defenses in the league. Awful. Like, he's supposed to be this defensive guru. And he made the Chargers defense worse with good players. Now, I can't imagine them being 30th this season with the addition of Khalil Mack and things like that. But what are you adding? Like, what are you changing to this franchise to make it better? And the thing he's supposed to make better, metrics and defense, he's made worse.
Yeah.
I think he's the worst of the four. I think he's number 4. I'm confident in Andy Reid 1 and Brandon Staley 4.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not. Nathaniel Hackett looks like a cartoon character. He acts like a cartoon character to me. Fucking hitting on Russ Will's wife, like right in front of him. Oh man, I was more excited to meet his wife and all this shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying, dude?
That's the one thing I respect the most about him. I finally found something I like about this guy.
Oh, damn.
So again, yeah, first year as a head coach, former offensive coordinator for the Packers, Jags, and Bills. Last season, he was the offensive coordinator for Green Bay. And that's the other thing is, yeah, you were Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams offensive coordinator. Yeah, you're going to look good. You're like, these are guys. This is a tandem that made Mike McCarthy look like a good coach. Like, of course, Nathaniel Hackett's going to look like a good offensive coordinator with Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, how much do you need an offensive coordinator if you're Aaron Rodgers after all these years in the same system? You really don't.
And then, like you said, everything about Josh McDaniels is just the giant question marks. We know he knows the X's and O's. Can he be a good head coach? Did he learn from his mistakes when he was head coach in Denver? I don't know. So I feel like Nathaniel Hackett has the toughest job. Don't have a quarterback. Last season you were leaning on your defense led by Fangio, which you don't have again. I think he's just way in over his head. You don't even know who the owner of the team is. Like, so much is going on. There's so much attention, rightfully so, on the Raiders front office and all the craziness that's going there. No one knows who owns Denver. Like, no one knows who actually owns the Broncos these days. And he's got to coach under those conditions. So he might end up being a fine coach one day, but I can see this easily being like a Josh McDaniels situation where he just went into a dumpster fire of a situation, very underprepared, just not ready to handle something like this.
Yeah, when you trade all this capital for a not young franchise quarterback, and you have all these expectations where all they need is a quarterback, all they need to have all this other stuff, all they need is a quarterback. You don't have a ramp-up period. You need to hit the ground running. So, I could see him being gone after the first year.
I don't want to root for him because he's from Fullerton. He was born in Fullerton.
I don't give a fuck about that.
Fuck he's a local boy.
Yeah, he's also a freaking Bronco.
West Coast guys. I like to root for those
guys. Suck a dick. I'm not worried about him. It's a Bronco.
Congratulations for making it all the way to the end of our video. If you want Darren Waller to catch 20 touchdown passes next season and for Max Crosby to have 30 sacks, go ahead and subscribe and click the next video.